Hi everyone, welcome to RetailME TV studio. Today I have with me Hassan Tamimi, the founder and owner of Little Things Middle East. So Hassan, the name of the brand is the Little Things, and you actually cater to fandom, but there is a lot that happens to make this happen. It's not little, it's huge. So as a leader, where do you get the inspiration to do this?
Mm, Great question. But just to give you a little context about why we called it the little things, it's the little things in life that makes the big things happen, and that's what we always say. We are the little things, but we do big things. And I remember when we were in the ComicCon for the first year, I had people coming to us, and they were like, "Little things with a big booth. Well, how does that go together? It doesn't make any sense." Um, the inspiration comes from the community itself, I would say. Making those kids happy, making the kid adult happy, putting memories and feelings and recreating childhood memories, that's what we're all about at the little things. So having those moments that you see smiles on people's faces, that's worth a million, I would say.
Where does your fandom lie?
Great question. A lot of people come to me and they go like, Hassan, you love anime, you love collectibles, you're in this business. The funny thing, it's not really something I grew up with. I was never a anime fan. I was never a Marvel geek or anything of that kind. It actually came to me in the business lines while I was exploring the idea and understanding what it's all about. That's when it came to me. And my goal was always to bring a product that people would have a meaning behind it. So just like how some people collect watches, we have people that collect figures, and we treat it equally, I would say. It's an art piece at the end of the day.
Of course, of course. And collectibles is a serious business. It is not about, just being there and doing it. And people do it over the years. And so, what does your home collection look like if you have to go behind?
Great question. So I always handpick whatever I like based on the quality of it, the design, the elegance that it puts into the room. So in my office, I have a huge dragon from Naruto that I love to have in my office. At my house, I have a Dragon Ball statue. I have life sizes as well. So there was a day that I wanted to put a Deadpool life size in my office, and if you ever have a Zoom call with me, it's right behind me and in my seat. So collectibles all around you. I would say from having a plastic figure that's a small one all the way to a statue. It's a different meaning that it has. I was in the store the other day and there was a 12-year-old girl and she wanted to buy this statue. It was about 150 dirhams. And she was counting every dirham to the last penny on the ground. And I'm like, she was short like 5 dirhams. And I'm like, not a problem, that passion is just unseen in today's world. So
Correct. But when you got into this business, did you kind of have a tough time convincing your family that you're getting into the collectibles business?
that was one of the hardest things. Our family home business is kitchenwares.
Okay.
That's the bread and butter. That's what they've been doing for years and years. When I came, I was bored of that business. It's the same cookware, pots, pans, air fryers, different colors. That's all we can do. Different colors, different story, but always the same thing. And I ventured into toys. I loved it so much that I started going into collectibles. My dad is a very traditional type of, we're a very traditional type of family. So when I started telling him I want to start collectibles, he was telling me, you want to sell a figure for the price of a fry pan? And what do you do with this? So I had to explain to him. And luckily, I have a very supporting family that understood what the bigger picture of what we wanted to do. He gave me the time and the support that I needed to actually execute the whole project. And I would say step by step, being in a niche market, developing this market, facing it into what it is today, I would say it wasn't an easy thing, but it's something that I'm very happy to see we grew.
But it's a tough business because you always have to know the trends also. You have to book your collections. Licensing is also a factor, and you have to always stay ahead of the game, because you need to be on the side of the fans and kind of woo them with the right products at the right time, probably a little ahead of time. So how do you keep maintaining that?
It's one of the hardest things to do, I would say. A simple example is BTS. It was something that was on fire.
Yeah, correct.
No one knew that they're gonna go and end up in the army and they won't be singing anymore. And suddenly I was importing containers of products and done. They're out of the market. No one wants to buy them anymore. But there's also huge opportunities, I would say. When it comes to like movie releases, there's no guarantee every movie is gonna work, but there's always a trial and error factor that comes in. So when you weigh it out, it evens out. But at the end of the day, it's always about focusing on trends, being on top of trends. We have to order products a year in advance. So there's sometimes, like right now, there's a new anime about a hitman, for example. We don't know how successful it is, but we've already booked huge quantities of it. So it's always a risk game. It's always a monopoly to understand what sells and what doesn't. But it's always understanding the community that helps us go one step forward there. So talking to the community, talking to the end users, we have experts on the team that watch it on a day-to-day basis, follow it. It's an hourly thing. When we look at collectibles, it's not only figurines and anime, it's also music, for example. Taylor Swift is something that's trending. I mean, the Swift fever everywhere happening, right? So that's there. We have Coldplay coming to Dubai, and if you can see social media today, it's always focused on tickets and his concerts and stuff like that. So pop culture is all about that, and that's what we focus on, the pop culture world. So
Correct.
music is a huge part of it as well.
Of course. In other retail businesses, there is a seasonality factor. For garments, there are certain peak seasons, there are certain off seasons when end of season sales. But how does this industry work? Because there is no dull period when it comes to collectibles or fandom. Every time there's a peak, something or the other is happening.
So there's two types of peaks. There's the seasonal peaks, and then there's the movie seasonal releases, etc. When it comes to like seasonal releases, like holidays, etc., we have Halloween right around the corner, and we create a range of the products. So we bring out and handpick some range. Like Wednesday, for example, can be classified as a horror thing. We have Chucky, Annabelle, but these products sell all year long. It's not something that's only Halloween, but we would emphasize on the Halloween season to bring them out. The beauty of it is a 365-day season for us. So it's us tailoring it, giving a marketing campaign behind it, trying to create feels and make people understand different category and product line and selections.
But what's your balance when it comes to online, offline retail?
It's always up and down, but I would say a 50-50. That's where we're usually at, a 50-50 percentage between the two, online and offline. Online is always about seeing the product up front, having a feel of it, and then online, we get people all around the world. A simple example is we do Funko releases and exclusive Funko releases. We've done online releases where we sold out in 36 minutes, and we had in-store releases where we sold out in before the store even opens. So we have both cases of it, and it's always nice to see how the local community is always served by the online, the offline channels, which is the stores, and then the online we have an international presence. So our sticker, for example, we had a release that sold out in 32 minutes. I think it was last week when we released it. If you look at it today on eBay, we were selling it for about 85 dirhams. Today on eBay, the same product is selling for about $550. So you can see how a small release can do a huge impact. And we're very thankful that the community supports us, because if you look at Funko, it's not something that is exclusive to me. It's exclusive to me in the region when it comes to certain products, but when it comes to the world, it's released internationally as well. But we still have following from the US, from Canada, from Australia that want our specific sticker because of the name that we built for ourselves.
Correct, correct. But as a leader, when you are handpicking your, people at the stores or people who are customer facing, do you look for the same passion in them when you hire them or when you handpick them? What goes in that people strategy?
So the hiring process was one of the hardest things to figure it out. I would say the first 5 years when I was running the business, whenever we were hiring employees, I was always looking for the community and bringing the community into the business. when you do that, they're more in love with the product than actually selling the product. So, for example, the head of retail that works with us, he is a passionate guy when it comes to collectibles. Sometimes when we have releases, him, instead of focusing on the retail side of it, he's focusing on the product itself. And it's a mix of both, having people that are into the business side of it and also into the passion side, because for us, the community is everything, and having the community on board with us is kind of critical for our success.
So it's a hard balance.
Yeah.
All true.
Yes.
Yeah. Typically, what was that moment, which actually, made you feel that I'm in the right profession? I am retailing it right. So in your gut, you knew this is where I should be.
It's always a question, I would say. I always feel that there's always more that we can do, and there's never that time that I feel that I've accomplished it fully. There's always more, there's always better things, but as I said, bringing that joy to the child's face or the adult's face, bringing that connection that we can connect them to their experiences or their movie or their childhood, that's priceless. And that's when I decided, that's the business I want to be in, and I want to bring these priceless emotions and feelings to the community and to the end user.
Correct. But people generally talk about their successes, but I'm sure there has been some underground, thoughts in your mind. Am I in the right place? The failures and, those low moments, anything that became a learning for you and you actually took it by your stride and grew from there?
I would say the whole experience has been a learning. Failures brought success day after day. But I would say the one moment was COVID. That month when the lockdown happened, it was hard. I was like, okay, at the end of the day, people will eat, people will, the fundamentals will always be there, but then will people still want to buy collectibles? Cut in salaries for some, a lot of people lost their jobs. It was a scary moment, but it was very nice to see how the community came together, and COVID was one of the best years for us. Seeing how people sitting at home understood that the business needs to survive, and they stood up and they really supported. We had a lot of the local community focused on supporting local businesses and help local businesses grow. So we had an amazing online presence when it came to COVID. We even ramped up our online presence, and I think that was one of the best learning experiences, that you should really focus. Before COVID, we were really a retail-driven company in store, but then during COVID, we realized how important the online presence is, and we really put a lot of energy and focus onto that after the years to come, I would say, and for the years to come.
Amazing. So, lastly, what next from here?
So we've begun the franchise module. We're looking at shop in shops. We've done a lot of collaborations. We do a lot of entertainment theme parks. We're looking at expanding it not only in the GCC, which is already in the pipeline and it's happening very soon. We're also looking at taking it outside, focusing on other countries like India, Pakistan, and looking at taking that international. I've got demands from the US, for example, to bring in the concept. So we've seen interest in the brand and what we've created and in the community that we've worked on, and we want to take that experience and explore it in different regions and grow the concept even more and more, I would say.
Amazing. All the best, and looking forward to having more conversations with you in the coming few months and probably next year to know more about the growth story. And lovely.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.